Commander Replay. We're back with another look at Winota, Joiner of Forces. Find out who survives 12 minutes of gameplay and who doesn't, next on Commander Replay. We've got two new Patreon supporters. We've got Lannis and we've got Jaradan. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to use the TCG affiliate player link if you're buying Ikoria and Commander 2020 cards, as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. And finally, if you want to sign up to play paper webcam games with me for the cost of $10, please check the Eventbrite link in the description below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some more Winota, Joiner of Forces $100 budget today. Take a look at this opening hand. It's got 4 lands. I think that's a snap keep for me. We do have this Hordling Outburst, which I'm excited to try out, and should flow really well into Winota. That gives us 3 creatures to attack with on turn 4. So I do like that a lot. We've also got this Legion Warboss, which I think should be pretty good. That's a mana crit. We don't have one of those. We're on a budget today. Hopefully we don't get blown out by that. There's an Alloy Mirror. Nice. We do have some protection in our hand in the form of Eerie Interlude, a nice thing that can keep our army safe. So when you're playing a go-wide deck, one of the biggest things is board wipe. So having a lot of ways to protect yourself from the board wipe gonna be really important. Make that 2 mana crypts. It's not great. It's gonna be a lot of unanswered mana production from us. Into a Talisman, oh boy. Hope opponents brought removal. Into another Signet, wow. It's gonna be 6 mana on turn 2. If they have a land. They said it was a greedy keep, which may mean 1 land. Perhaps this deck needs some artifact removal. We draw a mountain. So play the Scry Temple right here. Probably don't need any more lands for a while. Ramp I would settle for. There's another mountain. Put that to the bottom. No, thank you. So take a look at our commander once again. We are playing Winota, Joiner of Forces. 4 mana for a 4/4. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. Got a nice look at it in game 1. And yeah, it has the ability to spiral. It's a pretty cool little commander. Now, it is susceptible to board wipes and removal and all that kind of stuff. But if you can get it out and play with just a couple of non-humans, it should do some really good things for you. So, been a cool little deck, and I'm excited to run it back. Let's see how we do this game. We got some strong starts out of our opponents. 2 mana crypts is not a thing that we can answer super easily. And maybe it's true that this deck is just a little bit light on artifact and enchantment removal. There's a Dryad Arbor. Yep. So far, lucky that neither opponent has had a big turn 2 play to follow up their crazy starts. There's an Angrith Marauder. Wow, that's just... We drew that one last game. That's just not the one we want to draw. Play the Vivid Crag. And pass turn. That's a turn 3 Brudiclad. Yep. Opponent's going to get a Mirror token. Yep. So taking a look at what our opponents are playing, by the way. First up, we have Frodo the Chef piloting Brudiclad Telcor Engineer. Looks like they got a lot of mirror stuff going on. Ooh, that's a Consecrated Sphinx. Oh, wow. Yeah, things are getting out of control really quickly right here. This may not be our game. Phyrexian Arena for Chaotix. Yep. We draw a Captain of the Watch. Not at all what we want right here. So I'm going to play the Hordling Outburst. Drop a mountain. Play the Hordling Outburst. And hope things don't go terribly over the next turn. They probably will. I mean, even worse than the fact that there's 2 mana crypts in play is that we're also going last. Yep, drawing with the Sphinx. Plague Mirror, so it looks kind of like a mirror tribal thing that's going on with this Brudiclad deck. But it only takes 1 Battlesphere for things to get out of control. Hedron Archive, nope, that's not removal on the Consecrated Sphinx. That's bad. It's going to draw a lot of cards. Ashnod's Altar. Couple mirror coming our way. Yeah, we're just going to take that. No blocks. Mana Crypt flip for opponent. Up to 9 cards in hand. Oh my. Be a 10 when they draw. Song of Creation. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast the spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. Weird. It's probably still pretty good. I can imagine that allowing some like Storm Off type of nonsense. Growth Spiral. They're going to draw 2 cards. Oh, and there's a Gaia's Cradle in play. Oh my. Here comes a Gem Razor. It's got Mutate, Reach, Trample, and says, whenever this creature mutates, destroy an artifact or enchantment opponent controls. Well, it's not going to be us. We don't have any of those. It's going to mutate. Going to get rid of the Plague Mirror. I probably would have went Ashnod's Altar personally. Consecrated Sphinx over to the Brudiclad. One's going to discard their hand at the end step. Oh, this is weird. They've got the Consecrated Sphinx, so I guess it makes the Consecrated Sphinx a little bit less good. Loses the Heroic Intervention, Teamer Ascendancy, Faded Infatuation, Beast Whisperer, Cackling Counterpart, Solemn Simulacrum for Chaotix. We draw the Geist Honored Monk. That's not what we wanted to do. Literally drawing all the things that we want to be casting for free. Yeah, I think this deck's going to need a Penance or something like that. Play the Plains. Go to combat, hope we get lucky. Most of the things we want are in our hand. Super annoying. Send all 3 Indicatus. 3 Winona triggers. Choices are Odric, Master Tactician, and Sky Knight Vanguard. I'll go for the Odric right here. It's actually a removal and unblockable, which is cool. Gerard is board wipe protection. Let's get that one. Ooh, and then we've got Mentor of the Meek and Darien King of Keldor. Card draw or more tokens. We have a lot of cards in hand right now. Not a ton of mana. I'm thinking Darien. Darien's just powerful. Makes it so, like, if people attack us, then we have a huge army to hit them back with. So, feeling that. All right, we hit pretty well. Got the protection. We got Odric and got this Darien. Opponent's going to feel this one a little bit, too. Opponent goes down to 18. I mean, that's a pretty good hit. Opponent's talking about how busted Winona could be. It can be. But opponent also has a Consecrated Sphinx and the ability to play multiple lands and draw multiple cards a turn, so... Here's a Shadow Spear for opponent. Oh, opponent sends in a few our way. Hopefully these don't all become a copy of something huge. We can block 1 mirror. You know what? It's not worth it. Just take the damage. It's not even worth it. The thing we're looking for now, we can get extra combat spell off the top. That's a Darien. There's some Darien triggers. Down to 25 we go. Use Darien's ability. We make 10 1/1s. Yeah. If opponents have a board wipe, they're going to have to play it. Opponent doesn't have the removal yet. They can draw a lot, though, so, you know, they can find it. That is a thing that they can do. Blasphemous Act would get rid of our non-humans, though. That is a thing to think about. We would not get additional Winona triggers. Well, we got the Legion War Boss in hand, but based on what's in play currently, all the Goblin tokens would go away. So, Hordling Outburst, pretty solid in its first go-around here. I need to think about there's two mana red spells that make 2 tokens. Krenko, something or other, and Dragon Fodder. Worth considering, not sure yet. One thing you could do, too, I was thinking about, is you could go, like, Goblins and Humans, because the Goblins fulfill the, the non-human requirement, and just have a lot of good synergies built within themselves, like Siege Gang Commander would not be terrible. Opponent plays a Bogle, sure. Draws 2 cards. It's so ridiculous. Mask of Memory draws 2 cards. Brudiclad opponent's going to have to leave. So they scoop. I mean, the question is, can anyone deal with our board? If they don't, we flip over our library, basically. Now, there are some things that are missing in this deck. We don't have, like, great sources of evasion. Iroas would be really, really cool. There's the other one that gives stuff Menace. It's like the newer kind of cheaper Iroas, I guess, but I think that's in the Commander set. It's a 4-drop, it's red. Darksteel Mirror. Opponent has so much mana, it's turn 5. 12 cards in hand. Rift is not something I have an answer for. 6 mana, what do they got? They're just casting their Commander. That seems fine with me. It will have Indestructible, Hexproof, Reach, Trample, and Destroy something. It's a lot of abilities. No, wait, I think it only mutates once, right? I can put Hexproof on it. Gives it Hexproof, and they'll get to do the Mutate ability, where they reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a non-land permanent onto the battlefield or into their hand, puts it onto the battlefield. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield. Okay. It looks like we're going to survive this unscathed. Chaotix might have some removal, though. 5-color deck, he's got some extra card draw coming. Bounce is really a problem. And opponents going to discard their hand at the end step. Yeah. Discards a Kozilek, so that's just going to shuffle everything back in. Fine with me. Fine with me. Alright, let's see what Chaotix has. Gotta be an answer here. Consecrated Sphinx will trigger off of the arena. Gonna mutate onto the Solemn Simulacrum. That is fine. Oh, they can bounce something. They're gonna bounce Darien. That's fine. Darien's already done what it needs to do. And another mutate creature for Chaotix. Oh, this one might get us. They're gonna mutate twice. Gonna bounce Odric. I did want that one. Oh, that does give us unblockable. Ah, yeah, unblockable gone. I've been starting to think about whether this should be a Final Fortune deck. It's risky. But, like, you know, from the spot we're in, we literally just need one more turn. Now, last turn, after casting our commander, we still wouldn't have been able to cast Final Fortune also. But if you're really mana rock hard, then you could. Consecrated Sphinx will trigger. We draw a Haneware Battlements. Play the Haneware Battlements. Smartest thing is probably just to hold up Eerie Interlude in case this doesn't work. That's a 4-3. I mean, we're going to flip 13 triggers? Yeah, that should just be our deck, so I'm going on the assumption that this is going to end it. Alright, let's do it. Go to combat. Get a lot of triggers. 13, I think? I think that's 13? 14. 14 triggers, so this should look at our entire library. Yeah, this will look at our entire library. Hero of Bladehold. Pia Nalar. Tajik Blade of the Legion. Pia and Kieran. Thalia's Lancers. Get Aurelia. Whiff. Whiff. Still looking for Gold Knight Commander. Whiff again. Whiff again. There's Gold Knight Commander. Whiff. There we go. Silverwing Squadron is back. This should make everything massive. Knight Captain of Eos is super sweet. That is a fog. Gold Knight Commander triggers again. Yeah, Gold Knight Commander. When you start getting into this loop, you really want Gold Knight Commander. So this would be enough damage to turn 5 kill a table, I think. This is a lot of damage. Now, one opponent left, and I get that, and they did have some blockers, so that kind of stuff can matter. Wow. We have 4 humans in our hand. 5. 5 humans in our hand that we badly do not want in our hand. Opponent blocks. Creature goes down to first strike damage. And that's the game. Oh my god. Negative 66, negative 40. So that's 100 damage right there, plus the probably, what, 50 or 60 life that they had between them? So that was like, what, give or take 150 damage? Wow, Winona is insane. This is a budget deck. This deck is $100. I just turned 5, killed the table, no mana rocks, didn't have like even a particularly great start. Literally just Hordling Outburst into our commander. That's all it takes. Wow. All right, so Winona is pretty awesome. That's my verdict. I'm going to be working on this commander a bit more. So stay tuned for updates on the deck. Keep an eye on the deck list, and we'll be making some changes as I play it a little bit more. I'm also eventually going to be making a non-budget version of the deck, so stay tuned for that as well. And other than that, got some more Ikoria stuff I'm going to be working on the next couple days. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.